Greetings, Helldivers! Today we're gonna talk about one of the most boring SMGs if you are already a super citizen, which is SMG 203 Gallant. Why it's so boring in my opinion, I will explain in a second. Let's start. In terms of stats, Gallant for the Knight is what Liberator Penetrator is for the normal Liberator. It trades damage for higher armor penetration. Gallant deals 65 ballistic damage with 13 durable of that medium pen. It has standard recoil of 15, which has very high vertical recoil, and it has very same capacity and rate of fire as the Knight, which is 50 capacity on normal mag and 1480 RPM. Additionally, the Gallant has 7 spare mags with normal magazine, and with extended magazine, which has 70 bullets in it, it has 5 mags. The Gallant is quote-unquote free version of the Knight coming from Super Citizen edition of the game. And the Knight is one of the best crowd control weapons we have in the game, but it comes at the price of ammo economy. Now, the Gallant, being also crowd control weapon, having less damage against the unarmored enemies, has even worse ammo economy. So you need through ammo quicker, and you have to switch to secondary or support weapon or resupply even quicker, which is not really ideal with the crowd control weapon. It will though deal the same damage against lightly armored enemies and will deal some damage against medium targets, although I would still probably aim for the weak spots, even though I don't have to. Of course, Gallant being medium pen has its traits. First of all, you don't have to really aim if there is a horde of both light and medium enemies, and second is that it's the only primary with medium pen that is single-handed, meaning you can use it with ballistic shield. Although, if you already have the Knight, all of that it's not a game changer and the Gallant basically seems like just a worse version of the Knight, so it's just boring. But it's of course good that we have an alternative for people without Super Citizen to purchase such gun, even though it's a bit worse. I still think I would like to get some other single-handed medium pen SMG, which is just a bit more interesting for people who already have the Knight, and overall, something more interesting. On the same logic though, you could say that Liberator Penetrator is worse than the Liberator. While yes, it's a solid point, all of the points I mentioned before, and for some people, Liberator Penetrator is indeed worse. Although, the Liberator has some versatile and reliable stats, like low recoil, high ammo economy, and for example normal drag, which all of them go also to the Liberator Penetrator, so the trait lower damage, more armor penetration is not as punishing for it as for the Gallant, at least in my opinion. It only adds versatility on automaton front for the Liberator Penetrator. And now we're gonna move to the different fronts as I can get into the details. Starting with the Squids, and here are just some minor differences between the Knight and the Gallant. First one of course is ammo economy. The voteless are unarmored completely, so you will be eating through more ammo because you deal less damage, which means poorer ammo economy. But at the same time, voteless are really weak, so it doesn't change it that much, especially if you aim around the knees. And the Illuminate always have a city within their map, and cities have really a lot of supplies for you. The second difference is that you can kill Overseer quicker by aiming at their head, but it can be sometimes a tricky weak spot to hit, especially those shielded ones. And the last difference is the Stingray, because you can actually hurt it, and if you start with the very first second of it starting shooting, you can take it down within one strafing run. Although for me it usually takes 2. Now against the flesh mob, it deals way too less damage to actually deal with them, and I wouldn't suggest unless it's already damaged and you can just finish it off. And absolutely I would not advise you to shoot the Harvester as it's too much of effort to actually say it's useful, although it takes about 2.5 mag. And for the very same reason I wouldn't use it against the Appropriators. Appropriators are very durable, and the Gallant just is not going to do well against the mechs. Against the Intruders a little better, but they are also durable. For the Gallant I would stick with Mindless Masses and the normal sub-faction, but still I would take just the Knight because of the higher damage. Next up we have the Terminids, and here the difference is the most noticeable. Even though Gallant is still an okay crowd control weapon here, it does lay flat against tankier bugs compared to the Voteless. The low damage and poor ammo economy just can't keep up with the Horde. While it doesn't take extremely long to kill even Alpha Commander on its own, when it comes to the Horde it will probably fail you and you will want to use a grenade stratagem or support weapon against the Horde. It's nice that you don't have to actually find a weak spot on the Hive Guard because you have the medium pen and you can mag-dump it, which often comes in handy, which was proved during the stupid change to the heavy pen, which was reverted. But for other than crowd control, which it isn't amazing at, I wouldn't really use it because it will take way too long to destroy any objective. It can fight with the Shriekers, but basically everything which is automatic can do it. And there is no point at shooting anything bigger than Alpha Commander. Here is really the definition of a worse knight which would keep up with the crowd control very nicely and control the area. Lastly we have the automatons, and here I would say there is basically no difference between the knight and the Gallant. You have troopers which of course die easily, but they die easily to anything, even pacifier, which I think has the lowest damage out of the primaries. You of course can mag-dump the Devastators, which can be handful when there is shitload of them and you don't have time to aim at their weak spot, although if you can, I would still aim for the weak spot as it's just going to be way weaker and it's not really worth it not aiming there. It's going to be double tap to the head and pretty quick burst to the belly, which would be same with the standard knight. Still would avoid the medium parts, although if you don't shoot the weak spot and miss and you hit the medium part, you will actually deal damage, that's the only difference. And you can try your chances against the Hulks if they show you their vent, but anything bigger, even if they have medium spot, there is no point really. It's just going to take ages. And on the longer ranges, also the enemies will take ages to get killed, especially the gunships, so don't even try. The only thing Gallant is better than the Knight over here is that it can actually destroy the side objectives, as the side objectives have medium pen vents, and well, Gallant have that medium pen, so it can actually help. Although here neither the Gallant neither the Knight are S tier picks, they are just okay. Now, equipment advisory section, and here usually I skip on resupply pack, because I will be talking about it every time, although this time it just feels mandatory. The Gallant eats through ammo so quickly that you will want that resupply pack, and for the same reason, Siege Ready, which gives you more ammo and quicker reload, and that quicker reload might come in handy with that small as for the Gallant mag. But on the other note, we also have the ballistic shield. It's a only medium armor penetrating single-handed weapon, so we want to put it in use, and well, I don't think I have to explain why ballistic shield is usually good with the SMGs. It just provides a very good cover and very good tank. So yeah, here we go to the end, and like I said, the Gallant is just boring version of the Knight. If you don't have the Knight, go for it, it might be fun, although if you have the Knight, it's gonna be boring and it's gonna be worse. I would stick to the Knight on your place. But that will be going to be it from it for today, and I will be seeing you in the next one. See ya, Helldivers!